Hello everyone and welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. You're watching JCTV on the Xbox One console. This is Przemas Outback John Deere Farm episode number 7. Thanks for stopping in, folks. I sure do appreciate it. Alright, so in the last episode we started seeding our super field of oats. It is now completed. Have a look at this. Fields number 20, 21, 22, and 23 have all been merged into one big field of oats. That means there's going to be a lot of oats and there's going to be a lot of straw to bale up after that. I still have to lime the in-betweens of all the fields. I procrastinate quite a bit, but we'll get to that later. Right now, after the seeding has completed, we're only left with $5,434. So we need to do some more contract work to drum up some cash, because one thing I do need is a workshop. I cannot keep driving up to the shop to repair my vehicles and things, such as the harvester and the headers and the seeder and the tractors and things like that. So the workshop that we're looking at is $25,000 or 27, I can't remember. We'll check on that later. But we need to do some contract work. So let's look at this one here in field number 6. No, I don't know about that one. I think, yeah, we're going to do that one. All right, so let's jump in the harvester and we will drive on up to field number 6, and we're going to harvest sunflowers, I believe, and then we should make quite a bit of money. I think we're going to do probably 2 contracts, maybe. We'll see. We've got a lot of time and not a lot to do because we're waiting for the oats to grow, or to get to the second stage of growing, actually, so we can fertilize the first round. Yeah, we're going to fertilize the first round once they hit the first round of growing. I'm confused. Either way, fertilizing will get done and the crops will grow. Alright, so we just need to drive the harvester up to the shop to repair the header and the harvester. The harvester is at halfway, but if we're going to do more than one job, then we should proactively perform some preventative maintenance so that our harvester does not break down. And while we're on our way to the shop, folks, don't forget to hit that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Hit that like button as well, and then ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. You don't want to miss anything, folks. Then come and check us out on all of our social media campaigns. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, Patreon. Come and join our Discord server if you're looking for someone to talk to in these self-isolation times. We've got a lovely group of people just itching to talk to somebody new. Not that I'm boring. But come and join us anyway. Have a good time. Chat about anything you want. Farm sim or non-farm sim related. It does not matter. Then check out the featured channeled section of my channel as well. You'll see 4 excellent farming simulator YouTubers there. Mr. Least Square Gaming, Deuce MS, Carl Johnson Gaming, and Mr. Crazy Simulator. All good videos. All good folks. Go and subscribe to all of their channels. You won't be disappointed. We are almost at the shop. It's just up here on the other side of the tracks. Now, because of my stubbornness and refusal to use header trailers that do not clamp down or have tension belts, we're just going to try and maneuver our way through the trees across the tracks. We're going to take out some road signs as well. We've done this before, so it shouldn't be too bad. I forgot to look and see if there were any trains coming. The grain header is a little bit wider, so it's a little bit trickier to get through there than the corn sunflower header. But here we are at the shop. Let's throw a quick repair job on the header and the harvester, and then we're off and on our way to field number 6 to start that contract work in our quest to get a workshop on our own farm so that we don't have to drive all the way up here anymore. We could have just bought the $600 toolbox, but I don't like the way the toolbox looks just sitting in the corner somewhere. It doesn't say, hey, your farm has a workshop. It kind of says you're too cheap to buy the workshop and all you could afford was a toolbox. And the toolbox isn't even portable. You have to drive all your equipment to it. So it's kind of out of place, if you ask me. Not knocking the toolbox mod, I do like it, and it is a cost-effective solution. If you can't afford the $27,000 for the workshop, buy the toolbox. It's only $600. But I just don't like the way it looks, and it's not for me. But it is a fantastic mod if you want to go and download it from the mod hub. It's the toolbox mod, which takes the place of the workshop mod. Alright, here we go back across the tracks. Just jump the tracks in our John Deere harvester. And we're looking for field number 6. Here it is up on our left. just after field number 11. All right, and then we can start harvesting the sunflowers, I believe it is. Sunflowers, yes, it is not corn, it is sunflowers. All right, let's just get things going. Let's unfold the harvester, and then we'll be on our way. All right, sunflowers. We are now harvesting the sunflower contract. All right. Sunflowers, sunflowers. I really do enjoy contract work. If you don't do contract work, I don't know why you don't do contract work. It's fun. You get to do work for other farmers. You get to pull in income for your farm while you're waiting for your crops to grow or fertilize or harvest or whatever. And the harvesting contracts are number one on my list simply because, and I've mentioned this in almost every video, when you do harvesting contracts, when the harvesting contract is at 100%, you still get to keep the crops that are left over in your tipper. So if you can maneuver your way through the field and make sure that you end the contract while you're harvesting and not while you're selling the crops, then it works out for you in the long run because you get to keep the crops that are left over, giving you more money. And here is the end of the contract, and you'll see what I mean. The contract will end at some point. I think it's ended already. We did use a worker to harvest this field, so now we're down to $2,152. We're just following the worker now in the tipper, our semi-trailer, and we're just going down the line to the end of the field, emptying out all of the sunflowers into the tipper as we go. So we've got the worker driving the harvester. I am driving the semi-trailer, just following along, filling up the tipper. We're just about 43,000 liters in the tipper of sunflowers, and you can see we still got a ways to go to the end of the field. La-di-da. I feel like I should be playing the Jeopardy theme song in the background, but due to copyright restrictions, I can't play the Jeopardy theme song. Oh well, hum it in your head while we drive to the end of the field. We're at 92%. Okay, so the contract is not done, or 98%. I can't remember what that said. Does not matter at this point. We will be finishing the contract by the time we get to the end of the field, hopefully. And then that will be that. We can collect our winnings, sell the crops, and move on to the next contract on the list. And we jump ahead to the end of the field. Here we go. There's no sense in watching that driving in a straight line type of thing. All right, so we have 45,700 liters of soybeans, sunflowers in the tipper. Let's drive right over to the train station mill because, as always, the train station mill is buying everything. We're going to knock over that road sign, zip across the railroad tracks. And again, as mentioned, when you're selling crops on the Outback map, the sell points are a little bit weird. The trigger is closer to one end of the warehouse than it is the other, so you have to pull to the far end so your tipper does not hit the roof of the warehouse and then glitch out your trailer. There you go. Contract's finished. And there we go. We have $35,000 now. So $33,000 in crops plus the cost of the contract. We are sitting pretty at $53,000. That's more than enough to buy our workshop, but I think we're going to do some more contract work. This worker is just continuing on down the field there for some odd reason. Let's stop him so we don't waste any more money paying him to do nothing. All right, let's get this semi-trailer out of the train station mill. We'll just go this way. We'll take the road. We won't zip on back through the warehouse. Across the tracks, and the harvester is, or should be, straight ahead of us, or actually a little bit to the right. There he is over there. So then we'll look at another contract, I'm guessing. Let's pull up next to the harvester here, and we'll see where we're going next. All right. Let's get things going. All right, back in the harvester. Let's see. Contracts. Who's got the contracts? What are we doing? There's field 17. Okay, we're going to do field number 17, which is close by. It's just up here and around the corner. So let's drive on over to field number 17 and start this contract, and we'll rack up some more cash. But first things first, we need to go back to the farm, swap out the header. There we go. We've got the grain header. Now we're going to purchase our workshop so that if any more work needs to be done, then we can do it right here on the farm. And we're going to put this right here by the door or by the entrance way of the farm, so that way before we leave we can just quickly repair our stuff, or when we return we can quickly repair our items. That looks good right here. Let's try and get it as close to the wall as possible. Straighten it out a little bit, right towards the entrance. Oh, too far there. That's good right there. Perfect. All right, $28,000. I was wrong. I said 25 or 27. It's actually 28. So there we go. So now we're going to repair the grain header. Repair the grain header. Marbles in my mouth. There we go. Perfect. Let's repair the grain header, and then we will go off and harvest. Can't remember what the contract was for. $233 to repair the header. That's not bad at all. Or $293, $283. Who knows at this point? Still can't find my glasses. So they're around here somewhere. Alright, let's get out of the farm. We'll drive on over to field number 17. Ooh, I'm getting pretty good at that. Where's 17? Ooh, all the way on the other side. Alright, so I lied earlier when I said field 17 was up and around the corner. It's not, actually. We've got to take the long way because my stubbornness and refusal to use the header trailers has come back to nip me in the butt. We can't fit across the bridge. I'm just going to take out all these road signs. Oh, and that tree. We can't fit across the bridge leading to field number 17. So we've got to go around the bridge, through the forest, across the railroad tracks, slaloming all of these trees in order to get to field number 17, which is taking the long way to say the least. So instead of enjoying a nice leisurely drive through the Przemas Outback countryside, let's just skip ahead to the arrival at field 17. All right, and we've arrived at field number 17. Here it is here on the right. We're going to start off closest to the wall, closest to the rock formation here at the end of the map. I just like to work from the edge of the map outwards, so that way the harvester doesn't get stuck or glitched on the edge of the map. Sometimes that does happen when you're working on fields that are close to the edge of the map on the far side or bottom or top or whatever. All right, so here we go. We are harvesting barley. There's no need to disable the straw swath because we're not going to be baling anything at this point. I'm wondering why they don't offer baling contracts when you harvest contracts that for grain crops that produce straw. Why can't you bale it up and sell the straw? That's weird. I wonder why they don't do that. Well, here's the end of the oats contract on field number 17. We are just finishing up this last line here. And then we're going to, I think, go back to the train station mill again. Because I think they're the only place that's buying anything ever. Either way, it doesn't matter. The train station mill always pays good for their crops. They do sort of have a monopoly in the Przemas Outback. They're the only ones buying things. Or they're the only ones paying the most for things anyway. So it's a nice drive here at the top of the map. You'll see a very tricky rock formation that we have to drive under right up here. It's hard to get through with large equipment because it's... There we go. Perfect. Got it. Maybe it's not too hard after all. All right, so over to the train station mill. So with the purchase of our workshop for $28,000, we're down to $24,000, and that's not including what we're going to make on this contract either. Over the tracks, and we will be arriving at the train station mill shortly, past the gas station. That's another thing we need to add to our farm too, is a fuel spot. Spot to add some gas to our vehicle so we don't have to drive all the way up here to the gas station. Would be beneficial if we had our own fuel station, so I think that's next on the list. But we'll get to that later. Whoops, big bump on the railroad tracks there. All right, pulling into the train station mill. Let's try and pull forward a little bit, and then we'll back this baby up into the warehouse, and then we'll sell these oats. And then we'll see what's on the docket next. All right, let's just back up here. This shouldn't take very long. I've gotten pretty good at backing up this trailer. I use it on a lot of videos. There we go. Barley trigger. Barley. Why did I say oats earlier? I can't remember. I think I did. Oh well, barley. There you go. Contract is finished, and that brings us up to 42,000 in crops. And then $11,000 for the contract. There we go, $54,000. So it's just like that workshop didn't cost us anything, because that's where we were before we purchased it. All right, let's bring the semi-trailer back to the harvester, and then we'll look at the next contract. I do believe there's one close by, if I remember correctly. Field number 28, I believe it is just down at the bottom of the screen. Or the bottom of the map, sorry. Where did it go? There it is, right there. And it's $10,000. And we don't need to go and switch the header. Let's see, 28. Where are we? 17. 28 is right there. Perfect. And it's a nice size. We should make quite a bit of money from that as well. Let's go and accept that contract. And then we'll zip on down to field number 28. And then we'll do that one as well. Perfect. Let's get this underway. And here we are. We've arrived at field number 28. We're going to start, I believe this is soybeans. We're going to start harvesting the soybeans. Now this is kind of a weird shaped field. It's, I want to say rhombus, or I don't know. It's not square, it's not triangle, it's not rectangle. It's kind of a weird sliver shaped field. Here's the end anyway. We did some of this manually. We did some of it with the worker, just because of the odd shape of the field. So we're just finishing up now the inner triangle that we've created on this field. The rest of the crop should fit in the harvester, and then we've got the tipper standing by to bring back to the train station mill one more time. All right, there we go. I love this John Deere harvester. It's a fantastic piece of machinery. If you don't use a John Deere harvester in your videos or your farms or whatever, that's okay. I enjoy using this piece of machinery. It's got a high capacity. It has wide headers. It just looks very, very nice in general. There we go. Contract is finished, so we can continue harvesting the soybeans here, and then we'll throw them in the tipper. And then we'll be off to the train station mill one last time. Sorry, my mistake. We didn't actually go to the train station mill. We went to Central Grains, which is right here behind the biogas plant. So this is where we're dumping the rest of the soybeans now that the contract is at 100%. All right, so we're going to make money from this as well. The tipper's not full, so we don't need to go to the far end of the warehouse, which is on the other side anyway. Let's just dump these soybeans in here. We'll collect our money. There we go, $16,000 in crop sales, and then the contract is now completed for another $10,000. And we are at $80,000, well on our way to starting phase number 2, which I'm still keeping a secret. Not because I don't know what phase 2 is yet. That's not the reason at all. It kind of is the reason. We haven't really thought about what phase 2 is. We were just very happy that we completed phase 1. So we're going to do that. All right. I think we're going to wrap up this episode, folks. We are going to bring all the equipment back to the farm and put it back in the shed. Don't forget, if you have not done so already, subscribe to my channel in the bottom right-hand corner there. Hit that like button for me and ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. You don't want to miss anything. There's a different series on a different map each day of the week, Monday to Friday. Mondays is Greenwich Valley. Tuesdays is our new series kicking off in No Man's Land. Check that out. Wednesdays is Ningen Farms. Thursdays is the Sheamus Outback John Deere Farm, and Friday, stranded in Rogue River with nothing but $40 and a chainsaw. Go and check out our logging saga every Friday. All videos are uploaded at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're still sleeping, I'm sorry for the notification bell waking you up, but you can watch them later on. All right, we're going to bring the harvester back, and that will wrap up this episode. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I sure do appreciate you stopping by. This was Farming Simulator 19, played on the Xbox One console. You're watching JCTV for now. This is me saying, see you later.